Hi, everybody. We are live on a Tuesday night. We're early tonight because we kind of all want to catch the men's basketball game, and I think we're going to get a really good look at what our Iowa men are capable of against Ol'MIss tonight. They looked on paper; they look about pretty even, except Iowa's winning games by more points than they are. But we're going to get into that in a little bit. I just want to say, Rich, up first, if you're watching right now, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave us some comments. I had some people leave comments after the show, and I went back and talked to them, and so we'll do that too, and then share it. This is be a great episode to share out with the Nebraska fans. I mean, really, this has been kind of a fun week. Reading and watching the videos, reading everything about the Nebraska Iowa rivalry between the fans. It's really heating up. I don't know if it's a rivalry yet between the teams themselves, but I know the fans are having fun with it, just like they used to do with Minnesota. So anyway, let's Paul will not be with us tonight. He has a job, and Jason, I'm still hoping he will come on. So we'll see if it does. And I'll just check the text messages to make sure. Anyway, so let's get started there. As usual, guys, we always like to start with some of the news of the week that may get overlooked on other podcasts and stuff you may have not seen. Go for it, Kelvin.
Thank you, Dean. I hope Jason joins us. First of all, a lot of people probably don't know, but a week from tomorrow is signing day for football already. And of course, if you follow recruiting like I do, the portal is already filling up with people. And Iowa is contacting them, mostly defensive linemen and wide receivers, which makes sense. We lose like 4 senior wide receivers. And I think, is it every one of our starters on the defensive line, maybe? And we got to retain who we got and get some transfers. Okay, and now we're in awards time, of course. Big award today. One of the most prestigious awards in the Big Ten is the Ford Frick Award in honor of Gerald Ford, who was a high scholar. He might have ended up being a Rhodes Scholar, star basketball player at Michigan, All-American center on the football team at Michigan, of course, President of the United States. Jack Campbell, Kirk Ferentz called him today at Lion practice and announced to Jack that he had won the Ford Frick Award in the Big Ten. And they showed a list of Iowa guys, of the winners for the last 20 years or something. And he's the only Iowa guy on there. So that was it's quite an honor for Jack, the University of Iowa, and especially Jack's family. They're a great bunch of people. Of course, Ava Hayden, another award, was Big Ten Player of the Week for women's basketball. Today, Logan Jones is a finalist now for the Outland Award. There's only down to three people. The great defensive lineman at Ohio State. Can't remember his name, but he'll be tough to beat. And this stupendous tackle at Utah, who, by the way, is coached by Epinessa's uncle at Utah, and Logan Jones. I don't know what our chances are there, but anyway, we wish the best of luck to Logan Jones. That's one heck of an honor. We've had a couple Hawkeyes win it, Brandon Scherf and Gallery, in the last 20-some years, and probably should have won a couple more, probably Linderbaum, and maybe worse. But anyway, I hope Logan does it. Heard Urban Meyer today, and I thought he made a good comment that Oregon is probably one of the 4 or 5 teams, probably not that many, that not only have layered talent on the team, but have a great culture. And he was given credit to Oregon's coach for that. I did a little study on Senior Day that was interesting. Just went back 4 years. And 4 years ago was the Nebraska game on our Senior Day that Cooper DeJean had a concussion at the start of the game. Petrus got hurt. We obviously didn't play great, and we lost. And the game I forgot all about was the next year. I didn't remember we played Illinois on Senior Day, and we couldn't hardly score. I don't know if we won 14-12. That was one we won. And anyway, we had hardly any offense. I clicked on the stats, and I didn't remember this, but the guy that we mentioned probably too much, Deacon Hill, was like 22 out of 33, which is like 65%. And he threw for 189 yards. I didn't even remember that, but again, the team didn't play good on Senior Day. And then, of course, last year the reason I looked it up, because I was thinking to myself, people were kind of down about the Michigan State game, till we won. And I was thinking, God, that Michigan State game was just like the Nebraska game last year, except we had way more offense in this game, Michigan State game, than we did the Nebraska game. We pretty much had one offensive play, that little swing pass to Caleb Johnson. I don't know if that was 69 yards. I don't know how long that was, but that was our offense, and we miraculously won. And this year it was Michigan State. We had more offense because, we got 100 yards passing like in the fourth quarter, and we ran the ball for 100 and some yards. And Caden Wheatgen, provided yards, but I thought it was just interesting studying Senior Day, how pretty bleak it's been on them days. Other news, Iowa football, Beth and decided last year when we hired Ben that Iowa football is getting 75% of the cut of the revenue share. And because of the new coach and we didn't have a roster, Iowa football, they moved 5% from Iowa football to Ben because he had to have it, And so anyway, then this year it's going back to football getting 75%. So that was in the Iowa budget, I guess, I was reading that on 3. Iowa's number 11 in women's basketball. I didn't know they'd jump up that far because I kept looking at the ratings, and a lot of them other rated teams just never don't lose. In women's basketball, it seems like the rated teams, they just win every week.
Is they have a chance to go higher because they'll probably be 9-0 going into the Iowa State game.
Well, I hope so, but yeah. I don't know where we should be rated. I just know there's always in women's basketball, there's like 6-7 teams that are better than everybody else, and I thought it was cool that Michigan almost beat UConn, so Michigan did not fall in the polls. They stayed at number 6. That's a heck of a team and a very well-coached team there. And in football, I know the only thing that matters is the CFP rating or whatever, but Iowa in the Sagarin computer thing is at 21, and they are by far the highest rated in the computer ranking of any 4-loss team. Mr. Lauk, I know that he's a guy that Jason was so high on coming out of high school.
Yeah.
He's the top lineman in the nation last week for PFF. He was our only. We found out from Kirk today that he was the only healthy lineman we had. He said it pretty much hindered our blocking last week, but Lauk is not allowed a sack all year. And when we started talking about NIL and stuff, he's one of them guys that's going to get paid to stay at Iowa. He's eligible to go to the NFL, but I don't think, him and Lutmer and who else? Who's the other third-year guy that, could go to the NFL, but I don't. Oh, Pieper. But Pieper knows.
I thought Cone Ettringer can go too if he wants to.
Well, he's a fourth-year guy.
Yeah, but he can stay or go.
I was talking about guys that are redshirt sophomores, like, Cooper DeJean, he left, and Van Ness, and them guys, every once in a while you get surprised and they go Davion Nixon and stuff like that. But anyway, them guys like Lauk and Pieper and Allen, Lutmer, Vanderzee, Hawthorne, and I think Epinesa is getting pretty good money, this year. All of them are going to be getting some of that Gronk money, and they'll be paid. You got to pay.
The Swarm is going to make sure those elite players are going to be paid healthy, because we don't want to lose them.
And a lot of it comes out of revenue share too. Let's see, losing my train of thought. Of course, the Wet Jet. He's probably the favorite for the Jet Award, even though there's another guy. There's only one other guy in the nation that's going to give him any competition, and the SEC all vote for him, is the returner at Texas. Wetchen set a Big Ten record with his punt returns this year, 28.3 yards per return. Is that ridiculous, Jason? Have you ever heard of that? Punt returns? But anyway, the Texas guy is only a yard or so behind. He's like at 27.
That's insane.
And Texas is going to be higher ranked, so yeah.
But Wet Jet won it last year.
I thought Weegan was a shoe-in this year, but maybe not.
I think he is. He's got more. And who else has been given a great nickname from Kelvin?
Wet Jet.
He's the Wet Jet. Somebody on Facebook today, just an hour ago, commented under one of my posts. It's great that his name is Wet Jet. That'll help him in the award. And I go, I'm wanting to start calling him Wet Jet on here. I thought that'd promote him, but he doesn't need much promotion. Anyway, his 28.3 is the Big Ten record, and his 17.9 lifetime is also a Big Ten record. Some guy from Indiana had it from 1942. That was back when guys were playing both ways. It was probably a little easier to beat the other team when, they weren't special team players and all that stuff.
And holding was legal back in those days.
Maybe, I don't know. It was on dates.
Well, I'm not saying it was, but it was easier to get away with.
I'm sure holding was legal on dates, just like it is now. But okay. Oh, I found out something different. Something else that I didn't know. The availability reports that we comment privately on, Dean. Mm-hmm. When we seen the Michigan State availability report and they had 20 guys missing.
Yeah.
And we had like 5. Didn't we have Ostrenga and Large and Hall and Bowie? Wasn't that it?
Yeah.
That was it. And you go, oh my God, poor MSU, they got 20 people. And I'd go look at the other Big Ten availability reports and they'd have 14 guys and stuff. The secret with Michigan State and a lot of them other teams is the guys quit playing. And they're trying to save a year of eligibility to go into the portal. Don Patterson, he sprung that news about Michigan State. He goes, little secret there. Because Corey was saying, oh, God, look at their poor injured team. And Don says, well, a little secret. He said about half them guys just quit the team. So they're on the availability report, their show is out. Then it's a big weekend for wrestling, Iowa and Iowa State. Dean knows that. Number 3 and 5, is it? Should be a battle royal at Ames Hilton Coliseum.
Apparently, Iowa has now dropped to number 4. I just saw it on Facebook.
Okay. But it should be. There's a lot of good battles in there. And that's my news report for tonight.
That's the news with the news. Okay.
Yeah, and
All
now
right. Well, let's
Dean
get right
can
into
lead
it.
us.
Eric, thank you for your comment and stuff like that. We're going to get to Nebraska in just a short. So we'll go over your guys' years questions and Moose's prediction in a little bit. We got a game tonight. The men have a game with Ol'MIss tonight, and I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of preview of what it looks like. It'll be 8:30 Central Time. Both teams are 5-0. Honestly, this team looks even except in a couple of areas. Okay. We're at 82 point. I'm sorry. We're 90 points a game. They're 82 points a game. They're holding teams to 65. We're holding teams to 62, almost 63. Their field goal percentage is 47%. Ours is 58%. This is a big, huge gap right here, and this is good. This could make a difference in the game. Rebounds per game, they're almost at 41 rebounds. We're about 31 to 32 rebounds a game, so that's going to be a huge factor in tonight's game, I think. Assists per game, 17 for them, 20 for us. Blocks per game is another huge advantage in their place. They must have a lot of tall people or a lot of athletic people, and makes me scared. I mean, we've got some tall guys, but they're all young. But they're blocking 5 shots a game, a block, and we're only blocking about 1.5 a game. Steals per game, we're about even, 8 for them, 8 for us. And so I found the interesting fact. I wanted to go and look and see who they played in their schedule so far. They're not winning by huge margins. I think the biggest margin of victory they got was 30 points. Everything else is around 20, and one was 8. I'm not sure who that is. APSU, whoever that is.
They literally haven't played anybody, but neither have we.
Yeah, no, we
That's
haven't either.
probably Appalachian State.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Xavier is probably the one Power 5 team that we played, and we fared pretty well in that. Memphis is another team that they played, and they won that game by 6 points. So
Memphis is good. They got Penny Hardaway coaching, and they spend some money on basketball there. So
okay, I was kind of hoping that they weren't a really good team, but this is something interesting I did not know.
Xavier's playing real good.
Yeah.
Right now, after we kicked them.
Yeah, here's something I didn't know. Of course, you guys all know I live here in Bakersfield. California State University of Bakersfield lost to them by 82 to 60, 22 points. Bakersfield, since they went to Division I, has not been the same team they were when they used to dominate Division II and won national championships. And one year, I think they went undefeated, start to finish, as the national champion. And so that's just crazy.
I quit dominating when I left Little League Baseball.
Yeah. Iowa, according to this chart that Calvin, I'm going to give Calvin credit on this chart. We have Ole Miss has a 64% chance of winning tonight, and we have a 36% chance. So,
but we're favored by 2.5 points. I don't understand that.
5.5.
5.5. Okay.
5.5. And Memphis is 1-4. Memphis is terrible this year. Xavier's not either this year. So those 5.
Ben McCollum said in his press conference yesterday that Xavier had some great game they played after us. And he said that sure helps us, what do you call it? Sagarin or Ken Palm or
all of those.
Something.
Yeah. Hey, Jason, do you have a microphone you can get closer to or get closer to your thing? Because I don't know, maybe it's just me. Calvin, can you hear him very well? Because I'm struggling to hear him.
I made out what he said. So
okay. All right. It might be me.
I have technical difficulties tonight, so that's why I was late trying to get this to work. So
okay.
I'm not with my normal camera, so I may not be able to to hear me, but what he's talking about is the Old Dominion game, Kelvin. They beat Old Dominion by like 30, but then they turned around and lost to Georgia, who's not very good.
Who's that?
Okay.
Xavier.
Okay.
Did they play anybody close that was fairly decent, or?
Well, they played Georgia close, but Georgia beat them. They played. Well,
I think playing a Power 4 team close helps you in them computer things, don't it?
probably.
Yeah.
But they did beat. Just recently, they beat West Virginia. I don't know how good West Virginia is.
That's the one Ben mentioned.
Okay.
And Ben said West Virginia is good. Like that. That's exactly what he said. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, they did beat West Virginia by 10. So,
Okay.
But Memphis is really struggling. I think they have a lot of turmoil within the program. Ever since Penny Hardaway got in trouble for cheating, they've kind of went downhill. So,
do you remember who West Virginia hired as coach? No. Do you remember? Anybody remember who West Virginia hired as their new coach after DeVries left? Or
I don't.
Did they get a? I'm sure they got a good one, right? They always get a good coach, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, by the way, one of the reasons that they have so many blocks, they have a 6'11" guy in the middle that literally has 5.5 of those 8 blocks a game. He is like, he is an intimidating guy underneath. And then some of their guards that score a lot of their points on 3-pointers and stuff, they also average like a block and a half a game. They must be pretty athletic.
Yeah. Well, that guy you're talking about has 11 blocks. His name is James Scott. See if I got the right one on here.
Isn't that the guard?
Hang on, I gotta scroll over, make sure I got it right. James Scott is the one with all the blocks, according to this. 11 total. The next guy on the team has 5 blocks, and he's Kerry Chest.
Oh.
And there's one with 3 blocks and another one with 3 blocks. So, that guy with 11, they got to figure out a way to get around him.
Yeah, I don't think he scores a lot, but he blocks a lot. But
you're right.
There's a couple guys on the Mississippi team that Iowa fans should know. One's that EJ Storr or whatever his name was. It was at Wisconsin and was a star, and he's on his 4th team in 4 years. He's one of their players. And then the guy that we tried getting out of France in the transfer thing, Ben tried like heck to get him. His name's like Giffa or something.
Yeah.
So there's 2 guys that Iowa fans probably recognize their names. But
yeah, Giffa here is averaging 9 points a game. The 3 top guys averaging between 14 and 15 points a game is Elias, Cam. I can't even say it. Malik Gaya and AJ Storr.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are probably the guys to watch tonight. How do they get around? How do they get around the shot blocking guy?
Passing.
Pass.
Well, yeah, we're the best passing team maybe in the Big Ten. You know, our big guys pass. When you backdoor, that big guy has to come out to guard our guys, or we'll hit 3-pointers, and then you backdoor them and dunk. You know, it's like Tavian Banks loves to dunk.
If the shots are going down, they're going to have to bring him out. But have you noticed the way Ben runs his offense? It's so fun. Like sometimes he has all 5 guys out behind the 3-point line, and they're cutting, they're picking, they're doing all kinds of things. I don't think the shot blocking is going to bother Iowa at all tonight. The way the offense ran, and they'll just adjust it. Like if the shot's falling, I don't think we'll have a chance if they just sit down low, shot blocking. It's not like the Iowa women Whereas Iowa women, they go down low, right? So if you have shot blockers, you're going to get some blocked shots.
You mean like they got blocked the other night by Miami? So
They
Yeah.
Ben does so many different things with his offense, with all his cuts. It kind of reminds me of that Michigan's old coach who came from West Virginia. He led West Virginia to
Bayline.
Yes, his offense reminds me of kind of like his. The guys are always picking and cutting, and nobody just stays down by the basket. Like there's nobody trying to set up. Like everybody is moving, including the 5 position. And Bayline had all of his guys able to shoot threes. Like all 5 guys get threes. I kind of feel like for the most, because we even have Jorok, is that his name? The freshman?
Jurak.
Jurak. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't say the J. Jurak.
Okay.
They even let him shoot threes, right? I think everybody, like he just lets them all shoot. So, I mean, that's just like Beeline, and that's the way I watch it anyway.
Yeah. No, I was
And
going
then
to say
all 5 guys of Ben's play defense too.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say that they are highly fun to watch play. They're playing defense. They're doing a lot of things that Fran's teams never did on offense before, and they're scoring more points than Fran's did. Right now, they're at 90 points a game. Is that number 1 in the country?
Not in the country.
I doubt that, but we're the number 1 offensive efficiency team and the highest field goal percentage. Our team field goal percentage is like 69% or
now,
something.
And that's where I was getting into. Is it's the way he runs his offense. His offense lets the kids be efficient. There is no like where Fran, he just had everybody going so fast, right? It's like get out and run, get out and run. Well, Ben's teams, well, from what it looks like in our 5 games, they run when they can, but they don't force anything. They don't force any shots. Like there's so many dunks with this offense because he has all 5 guys running around, setting picks, cutting. So like you never know who's going to get the dunk. If you look up who has dunks, it's like almost everybody has had a dunk. It's a crazy.
Yeah.
The team is just. I absolutely love what he's doing.
I
love.
What's disappointing about this team is that nobody is coming to the game still. I mean, yeah, they're up from 4,000 or 5,000 with Fran last year to 9,000 this year, but man, there's room to get 6,000 more people in that arena. Let's get them in there because it looks nasty on TV when there's hardly anybody in the stands.
No, it's fine right now. I mean, like Iowa women sold out. We're not going to be able to expect all of a sudden everybody to go over to the men. Like they're bringing more and more. They have to just keep doing what they're doing to bring them. Yeah. They're not going to show up after all the years of Fran, right?
Yeah. But I know in order to fill it up, though, I think all the students.
I was going to say, wait in a week's time when back to back we kick Michigan State's ass up there, and then we beat Maryland in the next game, who's also a top team in the Big Ten. People will show up.
Yeah.
You know, it's just I think they sold close to 12,000 season tickets. People just ain't coming. You know, because football season's on, it's cold, the game's at the wrong time, can't get home for school the next day, and you know that was never excuse when Lute Olson played.
And like I was saying, the one game where they didn't have anybody was because it was like a Tuesday night against nobody, and people are like, "Where is everybody?" They weren't playing anybody, and it was a Tuesday night.
And wasn't there a women's game to go watch right after that game?
Yes, and the women were playing, and then everybody was playing because nobody was there. Well, they were playing like legit. They won by what, 40 or whatever, or they were up by 40 at a time. I mean, no one's going to go watch that game when the women are playing. Everybody loves watching the women.
If you scheduled the women's game during the Black Friday football game, the women wouldn't have no 10,000 people in the stands.
Right.
You know?
Well, I talked to this is really weird because right now women are more popular than the men, but This is weird. I was talking to an old friend that I grew up with in Iowa, but he lives here in Bakersfield too. And we actually worked together for a while here in Bakersfield. And I was talking to him at the gym today when we ran into each other, and he says that he will not watch women. He can't handle it. He can't stand it. It's too slow for him. Then I go, well, obviously you haven't actually watched an Iowa women's game then if you think it's too slow for you.
Well, there's a lot of haters like that, and I think we have one in one of our group chats who feels the same way your buddy feels. He always talks about how you can't watch the women.
Yeah, I think you should have pulled out a business card for a psychologist and handed to him. The guy needs help. If you can't enjoy watching Caitlin Clark and Hannah Stolke and Ava Hayden, I don't know. And Chit Chat. Oh my gosh. You talk about fun.
And Chit Chat's still day to day. We don't know when we're going to get her back.
Then it's head, neck, shoulder, and back injury.
Yeah. Wow. That's a lot to deal with. You know what? I'm going to tell you. When she took that fall, it just looked like a normal fall. It did not look like it. She took that hard of a fall, but apparently she did.
Yeah.
I was worried it was an Achilles or something because the girl stepped on the back of her heel and tore her shoe off.
Yeah, I saw that.
And the girl just laid there. If your Achilles pops, you do not move. And I thought, she's just not moving. And then when she got up, they carried her off. But anyway.
No, question on this game tonight. Our rebounds are really low compared to Ole Miss. Now, I know that they got a tall guy there and everything, but I was going to ask you, is it because of our offensive efficiency that we don't have as many rebounds because we're scoring at a greater clip? We don't need to rebound.
Well, and we steal the ball. We steal the ball a lot too, probably on defense.
I believe we lead the Big Ten in steals, like Kelvin said. I think we have like 8 a game, and they've never been out rebounded. So I just don't like these stats right now until we get into playing. Nobody, we haven't played anybody. They haven't played anybody. So I don't get too worried about these stats until we actually play against. Now, if we're in the Big Ten and our rebounds are low, like we've had seasons with Fran where we were like close to the bottom or in the middle in rebounding. So if that happens, then I'll be on board with you. But right now, I don't, because neither team has really played a really good team. Now, looking at it, Xavier actually looks like they might be better than I thought, but Memphis is 1-4, and they lost to some teams they should have.
Yeah. Eric has a good comment here. It says, if you don't appreciate the play set up on offense and actual defense, I would understand why people wouldn't like women's. Those people just want street ball, launching threes and dunks every possession. Yeah. Dang, that's almost Iowa ball now.
And the thing about Ben rebounding, something I noticed right away first game I watched, is his whole deal is when you're on offense and they shoot, we do not crash the boards. We get back on defense. He doesn't want any easy buckets, and that's what Tim Floyd did at Iowa State. Sure, Lauren Meyer could crash the boards, but the other 4 guys, as soon as the shot went up, they weren't even standing around waiting to see where the ball bounced out to. They were Fred Hoiberger's running back on defense.
Well, can I say this? Can I say that about Iowa State under Floyd and his follow-up is Stacy? I don't believe they ever actually coached their team. I think they just threw the ball out there and said, do what you got to do. Because they never looked like, every time I watched them, that there was disciplined ball. They were good. They were good at what they did in those teams. But I just never felt like it was disciplined ball. I just felt like it was every man for himself and not a lot of teamwork. But that's what I remember from watching Iowa State.
I thought Tim Floyd, his worst quality was he was too controlling.
He's not so okay.
I thought he was so controlling of the offense and the defense. It was like,
if I remember right, though, he wasn't very successful at his next stop. I can't remember where it was.
Nobody would be with the Bulls when you had no players in the NBA.
Okay. All right.
I was going to say there is Ben's the same way on the defensive boards. He's like, Fran wanted everybody to get out and run.
Mm-hmm.
right? Well,
Mhm.
Ben wants them to rebound.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
Play defense and rebound. Yep.
and then the offense is whatever it is. We'll run half court. If we get a chance, we'll run full court. But no, yeah. So I'm not worried about rebounding yet. We'll find out tonight.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Eric says, I think that's why I'm not a fan of the present day NBA. I would agree with you, Eric. It's hard to
Well,
watch the NBA anymore.
I hate it.
Bunch of undisciplined. Show me the money, and that's me. I
And
want that. Okay.
and there's no referees involved. Some guy can take 5 steps going to the basket. It's not traveling. You know,
Yeah.
if you breathe on a guy, it's a foul. It's
Did,
like I hate
did you
it.
guys see that there's a new rule that they're like the NBA? They're allowing continuation now for
Well,
foul.
they,
Yes.
well, they
When they call fouls, they're allowing
For the
continuation.
women. Oh no, the
Yeah.
men. Yeah,
and
they're doing that continuation where they do get the and one if they're already in shooting motion.
Mm-hmm.
So even if they take their 2 steps after the foul, it's still going to be considered continuation now.
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Alrighty. Eric says seeing the students closer to a small change, but very refreshing and help atmosphere in time too. I think so. I agree. Alrighty. Should we move on to the game that we're all here for today?
Okay. Did we cover women's basketball too, or?
I didn't really. I wasn't really going to say much about it. Did you have something you wanted to say?
Well, I told you, Jan's press conferences, they'll ask her a question and she'll give like a 5-minute answer.
Yeah.
She's not very brief, and I don't like that. But the only thing I got out of her news conference was about chit chat, what her injury actually was, and she's not practicing yet. And I wouldn't think that she'd play in the meaningless next game. What is it, Western Illinois or whatever?
I think the next 2 games are meaningless. I would hold her out of both if they can.
I don't know.
Fairfield and Western Illinois.
The other
We need
thing
her
was
back for
about
Iowa State. We need her back for Iowa State. We've got 3 games before that. I think all 3 we can win without chit chat.
okay. Anyway, the only other thing I picked up was they asked her about, missed out on a couple recruits at the end. What's the plan now? And she says, we are going to take 1 or 2 players yet. We got to have a point guard. And hopefully that point guard is also a shooting guard, a combo guard. We got to have one. And the other one, I'd like to get another scorer outside. I thought maybe she'd want another big person, but because we only got 2 big people on the team next year, Layla and Ava. What if one of them gets in
hurt
foul
right
trouble?
now? They're both playing hurt right now.
Are they?
Yeah.
But anyway, I doubt that they're high school guys. Girls. She's probably talking about Portal.
Well, guys, I mean, you guys have heard me mention this before. Kelly Levine can play point guard and off guard. Well, I don't know why she's not seeing some time, because I think she would have been the natural fit behind Chit Chat. Because not that Strimlo isn't doing her job, but I just think Kelly Levine has got more talent there in her little pinky than some of them other girls, and she's sitting on the bench, and it makes me kind of mad.
I 100% disagree with you. I just think you have a relationship with her. And I think you say that because no, not even close. You can just see that she doesn't compete at the level of the starters when she's on the floor.
Yeah.
Defensively, offensively, I 100% disagree. I like where she's at. I wish she would have redshirted. Maybe she'll get better, but
she didn't redshirt for the reason that you just said.
Which
I don't want it. Well, they don't want. They want her to keep using up her eligibility. I hate to say something like that, but it's like they don't want a redshirt her and
prolong.
Yet yet they're out there recruiting her little sister. So,
Her little sister's probably what I don't want to say anything bad, So anyway,
let's not.
I think the coaches are playing their best players. Is all I'm gonna say.
I mean,
It's
and I'm not
it's
getting
like
paid $1 million.
how come Deuce Hogan ain't playing? It's the same argument
Let's
all the
don't
time.
even go there. No quarterback talk.
But
Unless we talk about the Nebraska quarterback.
Unless we
start
talk
talking
about
Nebraska.
if we're getting one in the transfer portal. So
Yeah. By the way,
like maybe
I want to say something.
yeah,
I reported here, and I've reported on my Facebook site many times when people want to know why Trey Thompson isn't playing. At first, I said because he lacks defense and he'll play when his defense is where it needs to be. And then it came out that somebody said his dad made a comment to the media that he was going to redshirt.
Mhm.
And Ben said yesterday or day before in his news presser, he ain't redshirting. He goes, that's not even a possibility yet. He goes, maybe down the line. But he says right now,
it's a wait and see.
Yeah, he said the plan right now is he needs to play this year or will play this year at some point.
He's got to get better on defense. I mean, but
yes, he
there's
does.
a percentage of games they can play. So he's probably not going to redshirt him yet, right?
But in basketball, it's different. It's different in basketball for redshirting. You play 1 minute and you've lost your red shirt.
That's right. That's what Ben said. The only way that a guy can play a minute of college basketball and get a red shirt is if he has a season-ending injury, like Bohannon did that time he got. What did he get? A hip surgery or something?
His hips.
Yeah.
See, I was going off, Kelvin. I forgot Jabo was a medical red shirt.
Yeah.
That's what off of. Because remember, he played like 15% of the games or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah, he signed his shoes at the end of the Iowa State win and left them on the court at Ames.
That's
because he didn't think he'd ever play there again.
Yeah,
I love that moment. That was a fantastic moment. Didn't he donate those shoes later when they shipped them back to him? Iowa State shipped them back to him.
Yeah. And Ben said he wasn't very happy with the rule. He thinks it ought to be like in football, you get to play, what would that be, 30% of the season?
Mm-hmm.
He said in basketball, it ought to be the same. You ought to be able to play 9 games, and then make a decision whether you're wasting a year.
You know how many people, though, if you did 9 games and let's say they played them all in the preseason to get them some game and minutes and some stuff like that, and then when they hit the conference, they bench them for redshirting. That could be abusing the red shirt. So.
Well, I don't know. In wrestling, I could never understand wrestling. These kids that are redshirting in wrestling can wrestle 30 times. They can go wrestle in the Midlands tournament and all these tournaments, and then they can suit up and wrestle for Iowa in actual meets like 3 times or twice.
I think it's like 4. I think they can wrestle 4 in the meets.
I don't know, but they can go. Like I said, they can go wrestle in all these other tournaments.
Because they're wrestling unattached. They're not wrestling for Iowa. They're wrestling.
You know that. No, I think Trey Thompson ought to go be able to play basketball for UNI for a few games then. See how good he is. Unattached to Iowa.
Yeah, there you go. Okay,
we just
guys.
Have different rules for different sports. So.
Let's move on to Nebraska, guys. Okay, just let me quickly go over some of their stats real quick, and then we can move on here. Let's see what I got here. All righty. So here's some of the. Ooh, here we go. All right, I think I found what I want. Okay, this is crazy. Nebraska averages 30.5 points a game. Okay, they're holding their opponents to 21 points a game. They're rushing. Hang on. I got to get this straight because I got to cross my phone this way. I hate doing it this way, but my printer won't print out my stuff, and I don't like to handwrite this stuff out. So they're averaging 136 yards of rushing a game. They're giving up 167 yards rushing a game. That's where I think we can hit them hard. They are the number 2 team in pass defense, which is crazy. And so they're averaging 242 yards, 0.6 in offensive yardage per passing, 138, almost 139 yards holding teams on defense yardage, holding teams to 5.7 yards a play. They're at 8.2 yards a play. I'm sorry. Yeah. So, I mean, those are a couple of the things that just kind of stood out for me, guys. Guys, I got this somewhere here. I got to bring it up. Oh, that's Iowa. I think I must have forgot to get what I wanted from the Nebraska people. That's Iowa. How did I end up? Okay, I don't have the player stats stuff for. Yeah, I do.
They use one running back, Dexter
Okay, yeah. Let's
Johnson or
talk
whatever,
about
Chester Johnson or whatever his name is.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I missed getting the players stuff on here. But talk to me about their running back right now that you said they're one. Let's talk about him.
He was like a no star. I remember when he was in high school, he's like a no star out of he's up around Minneapolis, I think. And I wanted Iowa, please. I kept looking at him, and he looked like an Akram Wadley on steroids because he's a lot bigger than Akram, but he's like a jitterbug. Oh my God, he's like a human joystick like Akram was, but except Akram come to Iowa at 175 pounds, and this guy is a, pretty big guy, probably, I don't know if he's 6'1", 210, I don't know what he is, 6'2", 210, but he's a great player, and now he could make a lot of money if he wanted to go any place he wanted to go play. He's leading the Big Ten in rushing, and he doesn't have a very good offensive line, but boy, can he make. I know I heard Lutmer today. He goes, boy, we got to be careful when we're going to tackle him to wrap up and stay right in the middle of him because he says he just jumps side to side and he's hard to get a hold of,
Him and Moulton have to average about the same yards per carry. It's Emmett Johnson, Kelvin. Emmett.
There you go.
But Emmett has 100 more carries than Moulton. Basically doubles Moulton in carries, and he doubles them in yards. So, I mean, the yards per carry's got to be close together.
Official Nebraska football stats.
And one thing about Moulton is Moulton has 3 times the offensive line. Because Nebraska's offensive line is just pretty kind of average,
but yeah. Well, this is a completely different team with their other quarterback, Latif, because that helps out Emmett Johnson. Having a quarterback that can move helps him out. So, and he catches the ball. He really does everything. They throw it to him. He runs it. He's basically their go-to guy on everything. They do have a Hunter. I don't know Hunter's first name, but he does have over 600 yards receiving with 42 catches. But when you watch the Nebraska game, they destroy people that they should, and then they struggle. They're basically they struggle against people that obviously that they should struggle with. But last week they just got destroyed. If Iowa gets to the quarterback, Nebraska's done. If Latif starts getting hit, it's over for Latif. He just can't. I think he's a true freshman, though. I don't know if he's
from California. I hope the wind chill's about 10 degrees.
Right. So I mean, he plays like a true freshman.
Yeah. They're saying that Latif is a running quarterback, but he's only got 96 yards.
Well, he can run though.
but he gets sacked, and
It's like Aiden Childs doesn't get a lot of running yards, but Aiden Childs can run, you know.
But Dean, how many times has he been sacked?
8 times against Penn State.
Well, there you go. That's my like. You look at his yards, Dean, but his yards don't mean anything because quarterbacks take losses in rushing yards from sacks.
Yeah.
So when we say he only has 96 yards, but hell, take out his sack yardage.
It's another comment on the offensive line he's got. They got good receivers, like Kurt said today. One guy's a great receiver, and they're 3 deep at tight end. Iowa would take any of their tight ends. One, Carter Nelson from Ainsworth, Nebraska. That's where my mom's from. Iowa wanted him so bad. He's a true sophomore, and he's 3rd team. I hope he transfers. But anyway, they're just their offensive line on offense is just average at best. But
Okay, guys, say hi to Terry Walker.
Hi, Terry Walker.
Please, thank you for coming in and watching the show. Eric says, didn't Gronowski say that Nebraska does a lot of single coverage, so there should be opportunity to throw the ball
They're
down?
man to man, and they love to grab and hold your receivers, and they probably have the 1st or 2nd best secondary in the Big Ten. Probably Ohio State, probably number 1.
Well, yeah, but I was just saying that they have like the number 2 pass defense in the country. So,
It's their secondary. They're awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, they all look like Desmond King. Desmond had them long arms for a short guy, but their guys aren't short.
I agree with everything Kelvin's saying, so we're going to see. This is the game where I think Vanderzee can break out if they give him the opportunity. Just throw it up to him. If they're going to play him man-to-man, throw it up to him.
That's what Gronk said. He said he's looking forward to finally playing a man-to-man team. He said Vanderzee got pressed on coverage man-to-man once all game, and he said that's the ball he threw it to him at the end of the game. He said he was so happy to see that. He said they had one deep safety, and he said when I went back to pass, I looked right at that safety to keep him in the position, and I threw back shoulder to Vanderzee.
I mean, yeah, they could do the game this weekend. If they want to play a man-to-man, they could do the same thing with Howard. Use what you have. I mean, the reason Nebraska's got such a good pass defense is because everybody can run against them. I mean, that's why. Penn State ran the ball, 50 times, just kept pounding and pounding and pounding. That's Iowa should be able to do the same, but if they're going to play a man-to-man, a play-action pass, throw it to Vanderzee, just throw it up in an area where you go get it.
Loosen them up early and then run the ball. You know? Yeah. That's the old equation from Paul Brown in the 1940s with the Cleveland Browns, you know, and it was interesting. And on 3, they list the returning receivers for us next year. Jason, I know you'll think this is pretty. All of our receivers are great big guys next year, except for KJ Parker.
Yep.
All of them are 6'2", 220, 6'4", 215.
I love.
So what happened with KJ Parker this year? He started out the year playing and getting
he's got 4 seniors. He's got 4 seniors playing in front of him. You know,
Weezen off the field, put Parker in,
and Weezen during the year has become more of a focused in the passing attack.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes too focused when he's double teamed.
KJ Parker has 3 catches this year. But Seth Anderson, I would expect more out of him, only has 10 catches. But you know, this is kind of weird because looking at the stats while you guys were talking on the receiving, they've got 4 receivers who have more yards than our top guy with their yards.
Well, that's kind of normal. You know, Vanderzee would have been our top guy, but he'd missed the first 5 games, you know.
I mean, they have a 5-star throwing pocket passing quarterback. Their offense is completely different than what ours is. Like, their offensive coordinator is the product of Mike Leach. He runs the air raid. I think, and credit to Jay, who everybody met on the one podcast we did, Dean.
Yeah.
I was talking with Jay about this, and Jay's right. I believe it was him that said that he thinks Nebraska's offensive coordinator is kind of fighting with himself, wanting to run the air raid, but Rule wants to run the ball, right? So like he's doing he doesn't want to run the ball near as much as what Matt Rule's making him, and he's kind of fighting in his own brain when he's calling plays.
Kirk really bragged up his name's Holgerson, ain't it?
Yes. Yep.
Kurt really bragged him up. He said the predicament he was in with a good passing quarterback, a guy with a talented arm. Little Mahomes is talented, I don't know how great he is, but he said, and then to lose.
I'd rather play Little Mahomes.
They call him Mahomes Meme on 3 thread all the time. But anyway, or meme, however you say it. And anyway, Kurt said to lose your guy that you're building your offense around and then have to change everything because this quarterback is completely different. And he said the offensive coordinator should be given a raise or something. He said he did a great job.
It's another Michael Vick, Peyton Manning situation. Yeah. Latif is the runner and, Raiola is the thrower. And they're two completely opposites, which is what Hank Brown did to Iowa's offense, which I think is part of the reason why, like, the moment he played, he was done. Like, they're like, Hecklinski's going to, move into backup position. It's hard. I didn't understand why, because Hank Brown came with Lester, right, the same year. So stuff like that just doesn't make sense to me. And I think they hurt quarterbacks by doing that. When you bring in somebody who doesn't even fit into your scheme, Jackson Stratton's the same way, but he's not a scholarship product, so I guess it didn't matter there. But yeah, I don't understand why OCs do that. But Holgerson didn't pick Latif, right? Latif was high on Nebraska's list way before he became OC, because this is Holgerson's first year as OC. I believe he was either the quarterback coach or just the analyst last year.
He was an analyst like Ruggiero.
Yeah. Okay.
For him, and then they fired their OC because he was bad and put Holgerson in the last, was it 3 games last year? I don't know.
Yeah,
and,
exactly the whole situation. But yeah, we can't. Obviously we know, I talk about it every week, as far as we just can't look at stats. You got to understand the nuances of everything. Like Iowa's offensive style of play is completely different than Nebraska's. However, what Holgerson's had to do is kind of have Iowa style on offense with a running quarterback, with a good running back.
Yeah, he was kind of like Lester last year when he had to use Sullivan. Completely different quarterback than what Sullivan can run, but he wasn't a very good passer.
Yeah.
And then his other problem was Kirk told him, when you run, get down, because you are a meek little guy. You're going to get hurt.
Let's put it this way.
Kirk kept saying that, and it happened.
If Sully in that one game hadn't quit scrambling and stuff, I think he ended up scoring, or at least got us a first down at the 1 yard line or something. He got chewed out for doing that. And all he was trying to do was help the team win. You got to let your quarterback improvise once in a while.
They sure let Sully improvise, that's for sure. And
that one game,
he kept running, and Kirk kept saying every week, I love Sully, and Kirk loves Sully. He said when he left, he goes, he says, I hate it. He's been such a good Hawkeye and everything. But Kirk's only criticism of him publicly was, please, Sully, get out of bounds. Hit the dirt so you don't get hit. And then what happened? Yeah. His body about got broken too at UCLA.
Yeah, but you saw the one game on TV that we all saw where he did that little improvisation trying to save it and try to score the touchdown, and the very next thing he's over on the sideline getting chewed out by Kirk, and the camera zooms in on him, and it's just like, okay, he just got you a touchdown, and you're chewing his butt out.
But you don't know if that's what he was chewing him out on. I don't even know what you're
I
talking.
don't even know what you're talking
I
about.
can't remember the game. I can't remember the game.
Kirk very seldom talks to a player during a game. They
But
just
this
go
time
back
he
and
was.
talk to they go back and on the microphone and talk to the position coach and Bootmeyer, who's on the sidelines, you know.
If I can remember the game, I'll get the clip for you guys so you guys can see it.
Bowl game. It was the bowl game. Can you hear me, Dean? It was
Yes.
the bowl game a year ago.
It was what?
The bowl game.
It was in the bowl game?
Yeah.
No, because whatever game he did that, we lost.
Yes, the bowl game.
We lost the bowl game.
It was the bowl game. He
Alrighty.
He did the old Iowa State quarterback. What was his name, Kelvin?
Purdy?
Oh, we had a bunch of them. We had Seneca Wallace and
Wallace. It was the Seneca Wallace play, like he did against Florida State or Texas Tech, where he
I don't know.
ran all over Dean, and then he got tackled at the one. It was in the bowl game. It was when we had the lead.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Eric says I'd be curious to know what Don Patterson's analytics are that he keeps secret. I didn't know he kept them secret. I thought he was very open with them.
He talks about a few of them, but
yeah, he says if you win so many of these categories, you are more than likely to win the game. Gosh, Eric, I used to love listening to Don Patterson, but I can't. My ears got to the point where I can't even understand him anymore. I hear mumble jumble, mumble, 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 mumble. Yeah, I'm not trying to make fun of the guy.
Donnie Patterson hands in a mathematical and football. Donnie is an expert, you know, and he hands in his thoughts on the numbers for the opponent they're playing, and he picks 3 or 4 categories that are key to winning. Most of the time it's turnovers, scoring first, and big plays. He said chunk plays are big, and Phil Parker, of course, agrees with him. You know, but some stuff like that. But it's different for each opponent, right? I mean,
Patterson doesn't understand what cover 2 defense is in the 2020s. I like arguing with him because he still thinks it's 1980s football. But yeah.
So but anyway, he does. They give him Kirk has a lot of old guys that help him. It's like today in his news conference, he mentioned Reese Morgan 3 times. This is what Reese said at practice today. You know.
Wait a minute. Reese is gone, and he's still helping the team out.
He still works for Iowa. He's at practice every day.
Oh, okay.
You can have unlimited people helping you now, and Reese Morgan is. You know, you can pick all the assistants that's ever been at Iowa. Bill Brazier, Bobby Elliott, Bill Snyder, Reese Morgan's right up there with. He's right. Reese Morgan's right up there with all.
Chuck Long.
Yeah. You can mention all of them, and Reese Morgan, he doesn't have to take a back seat to any of them. Norm Parker.
Listen to Chuck Long's podcast. He is so wise in a lot of areas. I don't understand why he was never a successful head coach. So
he just wasn't good enough at it.
Okay. So this was an interesting fact that Matt Rule quoted today. Okay. Matt Rule said this. Was it today he said this or yesterday? Well, they always want the ball to start the game, which usually gives them the win in the 4th, and they play for the 4th quarter. Calvin, who sent this quote, says, duh.
Well, it's pretty anybody knows that, you know, and I thought it's like that's how a football coach has to explain stuff to fans who don't know shit. Yeah. You know, and then somebody on 3 did an analytical, you know, mock up on that, and it was like, you know, and I shared you what the analytics are for it, you know. If you score first, you win. If you score first all across college and pro football, you win 62% of the time. If you score first in the Super Bowl, you win 68% of the time. I didn't put that in that little write-up because I was getting tired of typing, you know. But
yeah, and you said secondly, if you don't take the ball, you're probably going against the win in the 4th, or you choose to kick off to start both halves. Is that possible? How does a team choose
if you defer, if you defer and don't take the ball, the other team takes the ball or chooses the direction they're going. Usually they're going to take the ball if you defer because they want at least to start one half with the ball. In the second half, then you get the choice. Do you want the ball to start the second half, or do you want the wind in the fourth quarter? That's your choice.
Yeah.
And most every coach wants that wind in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, and I understand, and I get where you're coming with that. If a team defers, I mean, let's say they don't defer, but they choose to start on defense and force Iowa, let's say, to, I don't know. I'm kind of confused. I'm still trying to figure out the scenario.
If they're not going to take the ball, they're just going to defer for the second half and then decide. That's one good thing about deferring. You can see where you are starting the second half and what do you want? Do we want the ball to start the second half? Or are we up by couple touchdowns? Now we want the win in the fourth quarter to protect us in the fourth quarter. I don't know. But anyway,
the reason why Iowa always gets the ball, because Kirk is the only coach in the country who plays for the fourth quarter. So he'll take the ball because he'll want the win because he knows the other team is going to take the ball in the second half. So what Kirk could do, let's just say the other team wants to win the fourth quarter. Well, Kirk takes the ball the first half. Well, then the other team could choose the win in the second half, which gives Kirk the ball first in the second half. Yeah. You get a choice both halves. So if you win the toss, you can defer it, which is what almost every coach does except Kirk. Like Kirk said, he's not smart enough to figure out why nobody wants the ball to start a game. Yeah. And that's why you notice Iowa's the only team that does this on a regular basis. And that's why Iowa always gets the ball first, is because if they win the coin toss, they take the ball.
Well, I think it'd be kind of stupid not to take the ball. And then in the second half, if you want the win in the fourth quarter,
but coaches,
well, guess what? You get one less possession than the other team did because you didn't take it at the beginning, and you don't get it in the second half either. And don't tell me there's any math that offsets that.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you're trying to say, Kelvin. I don't know.
I'm saying if you don't take possession at the start of the game and you take the win in the fourth quarter in the second half, you don't get possession of the ball in the start of the second half. So you're one less possession in football.
If you take the ball to start the game, that's your choice. The other team defers it to you. You still take the ball. The other team gets their choice in the second half to take the ball or the win, which is why Iowa always off in the second half, because every single coach in the country isn't going to let you have the possession to start the game. And
that's what I just said.
That's not what you said.
Hey, that's what I just said. I said nobody's gonna take a possession away from themselves and have one less possession in a game.
Right. Yeah. That's why Kirk always gets his way every single game.
Yeah, because he's smart. Yeah.
He's the only coach in the country who takes the ball to start a game because
I'm gonna watch my Chiefs play and see if that dumb coach for the Chiefs usually gives the other team the ball, defers, or whether he takes the ball.
He'll defer.
I think he's being sarcastic.
Andy Reid's just an old offensive lineman like Kirk, and that means they're dumb. Yeah.
So. No, guys, I got news for you. Unless a miracle happens, Kansas City's not going to the Super Bowl this year.
Hold on. Andy Reid wants to start the second half with the ball because he has the best quarterback in the league. So he's going to defer the first half and kick the ball off. He's not going to take the football to start a game because his best team is his offense normally. This year they're struggling all over the place. But that guy who's really smart, Andy Reid, wants the ball to start the second half.
I think Andy Reid, because about every NFL game comes down to a field goal at the end. Even my Chiefs usually don't win games 24-10. They usually win every game 24-21.
Right.
28 to 25,
Right.
where
And
they go into overtime, and Andy Reid always wants to win when his kicker's kicking to win the game,
he
Okay.
always stops.
unless it's in a dome.
And he
Then he
always,
don't
Alright.
do it.
Okay,
doesn't-
can we stop talking about NFL Chiefs and get back to Nebraska,
well, I don't
please?
understand. It's
Please.
It's
Yeah,
just
fine.
Kirk is legit the only coach that does it his way. Every
Yeah.
coach starts the second half with the ball, including Andy Reid.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they start. I do know that when they win the toss, they
They defer.
they defer. Yeah. Let's do this. Okay. Let's talk about the keys to victory on Friday morning, or way morning for me, because it's 9 a.m. game at 9 a.m. God, I wanted to do a live pregame show, but I don't know if I want to do it that early. But anyway,
Right.
but Jason, let's start with you and tell me, what do you see as keys to victory for Iowa, and what you think Nebraska needs to do to beat Iowa?
I think the keys for Iowa's defense is to get pressure with the front four. That way they can spy Latif. Like they're always that way they can stay in their zone defense. They always have eyes on the quarterback, like what they normally do, right? Stay in their zone. They don't have to put pressure on him because he's not an accurate passer from the pocket. So I mean, I think a key is Iowa to shut down the run to start, obviously, but to be able to get pressure on the quarterback without blitzing is going to be a huge key. They have all the eyes on the QB. They're going to get interceptions. They're going to get a lot of stuff. So that's my thing. The front four, if they play lights out like they can, like I can't remember what game. We did have a game where Aaron Graves had like 3 sacks. This could be one of those games. And to beat Iowa would be to be able to contain Iowa's front four. If they can run the ball right at Iowa, that's going to be huge. And then the quarterback's going to be able to pull the ball just like Oregon's quarterback did in the fourth quarter, but they'll do it more often during the game. The zone read, if Iowa's defense can't stop the run, they'll be in trouble. Other than that, I don't think they're going to have any issues because Iowa should be able to run the ball against them. But if they're going to truly stick to that man-to-man, start the game off the same way you did against USC.
Yeah. Now, question:
the ball down the field to Vanderzee or Howard. Let these big guys just go get the ball.
Yeah. Well, question for you on the how is their O-line, because they've got the top running back in the league, and of course he's about the only one running the ball
Because he carries the ball
Johnson
twice as much as anybody else.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, he
look at
like our Caleb Johnson last year, who pretty much was the only ball carrier.
I already explained that earlier. Like, look at the carries between Emmett Johnson and Moulton, for instance.
Yeah.
Like that's a huge reason they're running him, especially since Raiola went down. Like his usage has gone way up since Raiola went down, and all the receiver usage actually has gone down.
And just click on the PFF scores for Nebraska offensive line. All you had to do. You knew Oregon had a great offensive line just by clicking on their PFF scores. Iowa has a great offensive line by clicking on their PFF scores. Nebraska's not real good at pass blocking nor run blocking. Okay. They're adequate. They're all averages a 60 score, and they're all 65 and 66. That's pretty simple.
One thing about Emmett Johnson, though, he does have the speed that if they do give him a hole, he can exploit it. That's why his yards per carry is pretty good, is because when he does get a hole, like even if it's not very often, he can take it to the house at any time.
He's like Caleb. Don't be caught in a run blitz and miss him.
Oh yeah.
Or he's gone. That last year so many people played in the box against Caleb, and how the hell did he run for 60 yards on that play? A lot of open space if you get past that front line.
When he gets past that first line, yeah.
Are you done with your keys, Jason? Or
you got more?
I'm good.
Well, I thought you were going to ask me what the keys of the game were.
I am. I'm going to right now.
Okay. That's why I asked. I didn't want to just
I
start.
kind of think I know what you're going to say because you always say the same stuff. So I'm going to listen to see if it's the
Oh,
truth.
there's the same keys in every football game. I'm sure Jason will agree is don't turn the ball over, don't have a bunch of penalties, be disciplined, tackle and block. Yeah.
But
But
that's boring
my
one.
keys other than that,
Mm-hmm.
is I think Nebraska and Holgerson are going to kind of copy with that young quarterback what Michigan State did last week. Get the quarterback out of the pocket, hit them. If them tight ends are open all day again, Nebraska's got way better tight ends than Michigan State. And Phil is just going to have to play it by ear. He's not going. I think he's going to have to change things up, confuse that young quarterback. Disguise coverages like he always does. Like Jason said, eyes on the quarterback. But you got to stop the running game. I mean, and you can't really do it. You can't really. Phil's not a big gambler. Last week he blitzed 36% of the time, which is a lot. I don't
for
know.
Iowa, that's a lot.
I don't know that he should do that, but maybe he should. I think Phil's very good about getting a feel for the game.
Okay. Was all
Phil
the blitzing,
always has it figured out, usually, except the USC game.
Yeah.
He just tried doing the same thing in the second half that he was kicking USC's rear end, and he stuck with it in the second half. And Lincoln Riley's too good an offensive coordinator to freaking stick with something in the second half. On offense, I agree. It'd be nice to take a shot or two and open them up, but Nebraska gets beat every time because of mistakes and not being able to stop the running game.
Yeah.
That would be my keys.
Okay. So my question is can Nebraska get themselves fired up enough because they haven't beaten Iowa and they've lost the last two games on a walk-off field goal that Rule actually mentions. We already quoted him on that. Could they be highly motivated and play above their skill level in order to stop Iowa? Because it seemed like Michigan State was playing way above their skill level against us the other day.
I don't know. I wish I'd have seen Michigan State's PFF scores before we did our show before the Michigan State game.
Was it
because
high?
the Michigan State defense, their defensive backs and about everybody on their defense was way above average. And Michigan State continually played in a lot of close games this year. And I didn't really realize it until, Kirk brought it up that, the Penn State game was 14-10 with 4 minutes to go. I didn't know that, it's like, so Michigan State's defense had a lot better scores than I ever expected. And then I read them, after we did our show. But anyway, what was your question? I don't even remember.
Oh, I don't remember either. I want to read this thing by Jay Nasty. Iowa will win the line of scrimmage. Nebraska will not stop the run game. And if they try, Gronowski is talented enough to make plays in the air and on the ground. Do you guys agree with that assessment?
Yes.
Okay.
Gronk said his biggest mistake in the last game was he quit run. He never ran until the second half. Okay. He should have carried the ball more himself.
Jay Nasty said Michigan State was close with Indiana until after their rain delay. How long was the rain delay?
Okay.
I don't remember.
Everybody makes fun of Penn State today, about their season. And I was looking at them because I was wondering, are they going to be bowl eligible? They'll probably beat Rutgers and be bowl eligible. But I looked at their scores. The only game that they lost by more than 6 points was the Ohio State game. All the good teams they played, Oregon and Iowa, and Iowa only beat them by one. They had a bunch of losses by 1 and 2 points. So yeah. Penn State's probably better than we think they are. But
Penn State, we don't know why early in the season, even when they had a healthy quarterback, was having trouble with their offense, and they've seemed to now found themselves. And I predicted early on, guys, when they were 0-6 in the Big Ten, that they would finish the season and be bowl eligible. It's going to be funny because they're going to be a 3-6 team in the bowl game, but I don't know if that means that their name recognition gets them in a decent bowl, or if their record gets them into the Pinstripe Bowl or Detroit.
They were their whole team, which was supposed to be the best roster in college football, read too much of that crap and thought they were great. Just like the Iowa defense. Last year we were supposed to have the greatest defense ever, and all them kids thought they were great. It's like I heard Phil this year. He said they thought they were better than they were. He said I kept telling them we got to work just like we did when we walked on here or was freshmen and everything. Sometimes that's a psychological thing, you know.
But what changed at Penn State was their head coach. Did you hear what he said to his offensive coordinator?
No, what did he say?
Both their running backs are going to touch the ball 20 times a game. And that's exactly what's been happening. And they've been just balling out. They've been looking really good on offense since apparently he got frustrated with the OC and said, we have two of the best running backs in the country, and they're each, and he doesn't say 20 carries. He just says we're getting them the ball at least 20 times a game each. That means running the ball, and that's what they've been doing. And
Jay Nasty agrees with your assessment. He said Penn State running back rush attempts have increased dramatically once Terry Smith took over.
Yeah. I remember what your question was. You said, is Nebraska going to be up for the game? You know, well, I'm sure their coach don't want them too up or too anything. You want them to come into the game ready to play. But one good thing, it's Nebraska's senior day. Maybe they'll cry on the sidelines before the game like Logan Jones did. So it's kind of a joke, but
yeah, we'll talk about that. By the way, Raiola's brother is decommitted for Nebraska. Anybody know where he thinks he might be going?
He's going to go to big NIL deals. Where he's going to go?
Wherever who can get him the best NIL deal.
Yeah. But he wasn't no great, highly recruited guy.
I think it's a sign that things aren't going so well in the quarterback room, right? Like Latif is the quarterback the head coach wants. Both Raiola boys are not what Rule wants. It's just what he has, and Raiola is a good passing quarterback.
I will tell you this.
What the hell did Rule give him all that money to come to Nebraska for then?
Yeah. Well, because I think they thought he was better than he was, but Latif actually is a better quarterback if you look at the quarterback efficiency rating. He's got a higher efficiency rating.
Yeah.
That's not what he wants a running quarterback. He's like Tim Lesser type. I mean, his uncle's the offensive line coach. There's a lot of things going on, but the fact that his brother decommitted tells me that there's something deeper going on with the Raiola family in Nebraska.
I just figured he decommitted because of the big hot shot commitment they had in the class. What's his name? Tamela or some high school quarterback that committed to Nebraska that's so much better than that young Raiola. It's ridiculous.
Or maybe Latif has already earned the starting job for next year, and Raiola, the current Raiola, is going to jump in the portal, take his act on the road.
Latif is exactly what's his name's looking for. So yeah.
That's why Hank Brown might transfer. You know. If he even though I noticed that they got him and Hecklinski on the same line in the depth chart, which doesn't mean nothing, but it'll be interesting. It'll be an interesting winter, and it'll be an interesting 1 month and 1 week in Iowa City. So,
Kelvin,
what?
You're the one that wrote me a long thing in the group chat about too much quarterback talk, and there you are.
No, we talk. It's the same quarterback talk every week. That's what I was talking about.
Okay.
But it's just going to be interesting. It's always interesting with the portal, But
and I guess shortly after the signing day next week, Kelvin and I will be doing a recruiting show, right?
I'd love it. I love deep dive recruiting. I watch all of their tapes and
Yeah, I think
all of
that'd be a
their
great thing. We can
stuff.
talk about some of those kids.
We usually do one every year. But
Yeah. Does Iowa end up in the top 15 at the end of the year? Winning out, of course, is assumed. I doubt they even get back in the top 25, but that's my opinion.
has the CFP poll come out tonight or
Calvin just told you.
What?
Iowa the top 4 loss team by a mile.
Yeah.
There's going to be 4 lost teams in the top 25 at the end of the year.
All right.
we gotta
Okay.
we gotta
I'll say 24,
gotta
25,
win.
somewhere in there.
Yeah, we have to win the next 2 games.
Yes.
The
key is what bowl game do we go to? Because right now a lot of people are predicting the Vegas Bowl, and some people are saying the winner of the Nebraska-Iowa game is going to the Ol'MIss Bowl, but I just don't see that happening. Either team.
We already know that Iowa and Nebraska is going to the Ol'MIss Bowl. Whoever wins, and we're either playing Texas or Tennessee.
No,
why don't you
if we
think
lose,
Michigan would
we're
get
going
that?
to the Vegas Bowl. That's according to Scott Doctor, man.
Tampa wants Kirk. They're going to rename that stadium. Raymond James is going to be changed to Kirk Ferentz.
Okay, is Ol'MIss Bowl the former Capital One Bowl or the former Outback?
Outback, I think.
So that's the number 2 bowl game.
I think they used to call it the Outback Bowl.
Yeah, one of those, either one.
Is that the one that Drew Tate hit Holloway at the Outback?
Yes,
Bowl?
it was the Outback Bowl. So
all I know is you have to be you got to finish very highly in the Big Ten to go to the Outback.
Yeah, that's going to be Michigan. Michigan's going to go there, and Washington and USC are going to go to a Pac-12 Legacy Bowl, so they won't be a factor. So you're right. Unfortunately, that would put Iowa and Nebraska winner next in line for the next one for Tampa, which I don't really like. I don't want to go to Florida anymore. I want to take a break from Florida. I want to take a break from Music City. I want to go to Vegas, baby. Even if we do have to take on Arizona State.
Michigan's going to the playoffs, Dean.
Do you think they will? Okay.
Yeah.
Who's going to the playoffs?
They're a 3-loss team right now, right? Or 2-loss?
No, they're a 2-loss team.
Okay, so you're thinking they're going to beat Ohio State. You're going to beat Ohio State. Okay.
I do.
Oh, you're talking about Michigan? Okay.
Is going to beat you again.
I was looking at Michigan. Both of their losses weren't even close. They lost to Oklahoma by like 12 points. They lose to USC by 2 or 3 touchdowns. It's like, I don't understand the love for Michigan. They had the easiest freaking schedule. Them and Illinois had the easy schedules this year, and it's like,
I don't know. The question
is Illinois even gonna beat Northwestern this week?
Yeah. Does
good
Ohio State lose to Michigan for the 5th time in a row?
I doubt it. I don't think they have that stupid offensive coordinator they had for Ohio State. He got fired today.
It's in Ann Arbor.
They're gonna throw the ball.
Okay, well let's segue because we are getting on time here. If Michigan wins, that means Ohio State doesn't score more than 10. All right. Hey, Jay Nasty.
Dean, can I get that interesting question in our show tonight?
Yes, you can, and then we can move on to our picks.
You remember it? It was like 2 years ago. Herkett, who was a backup guy, didn't play a lot, made the big interception to win the game. Last year, Llewellyn wasn't no starter. He had the strip sack to win the game. He backed up Devontae Craig the whole game. Devontae Craig. This year, I want somebody to pick a defensive backup that never starts that could do the same thing this year in this game.
Wow. All right. You want to take the first crack at it?
Oh, not really, but I haven't really thought about it. I guess I'd go with somebody that hasn't played hardly at all, but now his red shirt is not in question. I'll go with Epinesa.
Perfect. What about you, Jason?
What's the question?
some
a
guy on
non-starter
defense
who
that
makes
usually don't
big
play a
play.
lot
Yeah, non-starter who makes a huge impact play
on defense.
This year or next year? Like,
this
what?
year in the
Well,
game against
In
Nebraska.
the game like Herkett did 2 years ago and Llewellyn did last year. They weren't starters. They didn't play a lot, but they came up with the big plays that won the game at the end.
Because at both
Some
times
guy
we
on
thought that
defense that doesn't play a lot, but makes the big play at the end of the game.
that's
Is it
because,
possible?
the 2 years in a row, Michigan looked like they were going to win the game, and Iowa came up big on both times to get the ball back.
Watson.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty. I don't have
Well,
one.
I'm picturing him as a starter, though.
Is he starting?
Kirk said today that Hall and Large appeared at practice yesterday and today, but he doubts that they will be able to contribute. He said he'd like to, unless they heal up in 2 days better. He said we might try to get him in the game to contribute a little bit.
Yeah.
So Watson.
Here's my thing.
Yeah.
Last regular season game, we're not going to be playing a bowl game for at least a minimum of 3 to 4 weeks. So why not let them play and, say what the heck of it, throw caution to the wind. Put your best guys out there, tape them up, give them some pain pills.
Whoa.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. All right, we're going to make these picks, guys. We got Oregon at Washington. Both Paul and I have taken Oregon. Calvin, take yours.
Yeah, the Ducks.
Okay. Jason, you take yours.
The Ducks, which is going to move Iowa up in the 5th place in the Big Ten. Washington will fall behind Iowa.
Cool. All righty. Ohio State at Michigan. I took Ohio State. Paul took Ohio State. Jason, I think you're taking Michigan.
Michigan.
Okay. Calvin.
I'll go with the best team maybe the best team in football, college football. I'll go with the Buckeyes.
They're the best team in football, but they just don't know how to beat Michigan.
Okay.
Well, they know that you don't run the ball at 2 big defensive tackles all day like that dumbass OC did last year. I can't remember his name. Chip Kelly? Yeah, there you go. Chip Kelly.
You mean the guy that got fired?
He got fired today.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. He called up Kirk and wanted to come to Iowa, and Kirk, no, thank you. So.
Now Kirk made a good decision, I guess.
I don't think
fan base was upset, but all righty. Wisconsin at Minnesota. Calvin, give me your pick.
I hate Minnesota more than I do Wisconsin, but I don't think Wisconsin's going to do it. Wisconsin's not a good team.
Yeah.
I think the key to the game is going to be that Cooper DeJean type returner Minnesota has. That's my shot in the dark. I'll go with Minnesota. I hate him.
Jason.
Yeah. The guy Kirk wanted so bad to take Cooper's place.
I could having him at Iowa playing safety. Yeah, that'd be amazing. He's a stud safety. I'm gonna go. Where's it at?
It's at
Minnesota, I think.
Oh,
Minnesota.
Does Minnesota even have a home field advantage, Jason?
Yeah. It's not.
You think so?
Wisconsin's I'm gonna go with Wisconsin. I'm gonna ride them again this week, like I did last week. They're my new favorite team. They're playing.
Okay. And just for the record, both Paul and I took Wisconsin, so you're out there on an island, Calvin. that island might make you the victor this week.
like it matters.
I know it. Okay, we got Iowa State at Oklahoma State. Paul and I both took Iowa State.
Everybody's going to take Iowa State. Oklahoma State, have they even won a game this year?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know anything about them.
What, they play UNI or something?
Yeah, they beat somebody like that. Yeah. This was like in the beginning of the year when you guys were talking about Oregon running all over Iowa. And you brought up Oklahoma State because they put up 70. I'm like, Oklahoma State is terrible. But yeah.
I don't understand Oklahoma State. They got this great big Slim Pickens money, How can they be so bad? But I can't understand Dean. I can't understand Dean putting it on our pick list either. So.
They just
It's Iowa State. I'm trying to keep my Cyclone friends and family happy.
They just
I have a lot of them.
So Oklahoma State's going to be moving up. They hired a good coach.
Okay.
Yes, it is. You think they'll get the quarterback with him?
Okay. Yep. Georgia at Georgia Tech. Guys, I took Georgia Tech. Paul took Georgia. Calvin, your choice.
I'm gonna go with the most talented team. I'm gonna go with Georgia.
Okay.
After what happened a week ago, I mean, this is going to be the best coaching job for Georgia Tech if they come out and do something. I'm going with Georgia.
I guess Georgia Tech's on Penn State's. Their coach is on Penn State's short list. Where's this game at?
Georgia Tech.
I'll go Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. I'm out in the island now. I'm the one out in the island. I need an upset.
Did you see the Georgia player that got kicked off the team today?
No, what happened?
He drives a car just like Jalen Carter. I guess he about killed somebody in his own family in a car. And then they're searching for his mother because she come out there and was chasing the cops around with her car.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
This kid can pass college courses.
All right. Let's get through this real quick, guys.
Vandy
at Tennessee. Got Vandy at Tennessee.
I'm going to surprise myself and take Tennessee.
Okay. Paul took Tennessee. I took Vandy. Jason?
I'm going to take Tennessee and root for Vandy.
Okay. Vandy, if you're on there watching tonight, I'm surprised you're probably not. But I want to thank everybody who's out there, all 21 of you. Okay. There was up to 24 at one point. All right. Ol'MIss at Mississippi State. Paul and I both took Ol'MIss.
Me too.
Okay.
Ol'MIss.
Okay.
Is this Lane Kiffin's last game there, Jason? Have you heard anything?
I'm hoping that he rides out the playoffs, but it could be. I mean, I don't know why he would leave if they're in the playoffs. If they go to a random bowl game and they lose this game and get knocked out of the playoffs, then I understand. But
if he was staying, why wouldn't he just say it now?
Because maybe they're waiting to see what happens in this game, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they go to the playoffs, I cannot imagine him leaving. I just can't.
Oh, he could coach through the playoffs.
Right. Yeah. And that I would understand. But
sorry, I'm stretching the show out, but we got a long time before the Iowa game starts. Go ahead.
All righty. I got Navy at Memphis. Paul took Navy. Surprise, surprise.
I'm taking Memphis with all their talent they got.
I'm going with Navy.
I also took Navy. Okay. This one, Miami at Pitt. Paul took Miami. Calvin, you're taking who?
Pitt made me positive towards them last week. Didn't they upset somebody last week?
Yeah.
And Vandy had chimed in last week and said, "Oh, Pittsburgh's going to win." I had no clue that Pittsburgh was that good. So.
Vandy got it right, didn't he?
Yep.
They're really good. They have a really good freshman quarterback.
Who'd you take, Jason?
Miami.
Okay.
I took Pitt. Okay. Before we go to the Iowa game, I want to go back. These guys have been lining up, making some picks for us. Jay Nassie says Georgia Tech is at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, neutral site.
Oh.
Reports say Kiffin has until the 28th to decide if he goes elsewhere. They believe he will not coach the playoffs. Some schools won't let you if you decide you're going to leave them.
That doesn't make sense for the playoffs. I mean, you're in the playoffs. Why wouldn't they let him go to the playoffs?
Yeah,
that'd be like a player opting out of the playoffs.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't understand it, but apparently he's got till the 28th, so he's either going to go to the playoffs or stay put.
Okay. We got more comments?
No, that's it on that one. I thought there was more I thought.
Can I, before we do the Nebraska game, can I ask you guys to pick who you guys think between Northwestern and Illinois. This is a big game in the standings for the Big Ten.
Where's it
If-
at?
Illinois,
Of course.
another team with no home field advantage like Minnesota.
No, they do have.
But they don't have a good one like Wisconsin or Iowa does. You know what I mean, Jason? Where they're so fucking loud and all that shit.
The 22-year-old kids stay in a hotel. Like, it is different going in a different locker room.
Yeah.
But you're right. The crowd isn't the same as like at Iowa. Not even close. Or Wisconsin.
If you put a basketball court out there, the Illinois fans would be loud. But this is football.
That's a true story. I'm gonna have to go with Illinois. I'll root for Northwestern, but my brain says Illinois.
Okay, Kelvin, who do you think?
After seeing that, Jason kind of turned me on, so I looked at the stats, to this Stone guy and that wide receiver. You talked about it last pod. And Stone, I looked at his stats. He was like 31 out of 33. It was some ridiculous game he had. And this wide receiver, there's too many good wide receivers in the Big Ten. Just put it that way, because he should be an all-conference wide receiver with the seasons he's having, but he ain't gonna be. But I'm gonna take Northwestern. Good defense.
Wilde is one of the best receivers in the
Kelvin?
Then I won't have to listen to dumb people saying, Bielema will be our next coach.
Yeah. I've never wanted him to coach at Iowa. Oh, by the way, I will take Northwestern too, and I will ask Paul to make a pick.
It could be like our tiebreaker. It could be our tiebreaker if somehow somebody ties for the season picking.
Yeah. No, Northwestern is coming on, and Illinois seems to be going the other direction right now.
They are, but it's the last game. I mean, I'm going to root for Northwestern. I hope Wilde and Stone have another great game.
And I always root for Brett Bielema.
Drop a ball is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. He reminds me of Tom Waddle. If all you old people, if you guys remember Tom Waddle for Chicago.
Yes.
I remember him at Boston College.
Oh, okay. Well, you're older than me.
But you guys are like the same age. No, you're not. Never mind. He's closer to my age. Skip it.
I'm in between you two. So
yeah. But that's
literally and figuratively.
He's a great route runner, and he catches everything. He just does breakaway speed. No, I love watching Wilde play. Preston he'll have his up and downs, but
I was disappointed in that Stone guy until the last few games.
What?
When he come from, I've been disappointed in the Preston Stone guy. Ain't that his name?
Yeah.
I was disappointed for like over a year. He came from SMU, he got beat out and transferred. And I thought he's going to be all right. Because you guys know that Braun has Gronowski's old OC now. Yeah. Don't you?
Yeah. Yep.
And
and
one of them wide receivers is Gronk's wide receiver. I don't know which one it is.
Can I make a PSA here real quick before we continue? Before I start losing all these listeners or watchers that we got. This is like crazy good tonight. Guys, if you're watching right now, please hit that subscribe button right now. Please do it. It's right there in front of you. Hit the like button. Okay. You can leave comments as others have. It's perfectly okay for you to type out a comment or a question. And above all else, share it, and then share it with the Nebraska fans and family, because this is the week to do that. And I really enjoyed watching stuff online this week.
One side of my family are all Nebraska people.
Oh,
that's where my mom's from.
I do want to say, if Jay's watching, because you brought it up, Kelvin, Burke High School, Jay graduated from Burke High School. Dan Jackson, who's the head coach of South Dakota State, is from Omaha, graduated from Burke. I work with 24-Hour Fitness. I just want to throw it out there for Jay. So another Burke alumni.
Hayden recruited some kids from Burke back in the 80s and 90s, maybe early 90s. But
so he was able to pull kids out of Nebraska. Good for Hayden. Okay. All righty. Shall we get on to our Iowa Nebraska picks?
They play?
Yeah. Friday morning, 9 a.m. my time.
I'd sure like to know.
I'm going to be glad. I hope it doesn't ruin the rest of my day because I'm going to be glad to get that over with early.
I'd sure like to know the actual weather it's going to be. They're talking about possible ice and the wind chill being 20 degrees and everything, but I'd like to know it, before you pick a score, it's like.
Yeah, I can understand that. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I took Iowa 16-13. And just to rub it in Rule's face, I want it to be another walk-off field goal. So I'm going to have, you know what, Jason, I'm going to have to stay off our group chat because if the game's that close, I'm going to be going nuts.
You know what would really piss Rule off? If the last second field goal was kicked by Jennings Dunker. And Jennings wore a Santa Claus hat underneath his helmet and then took it off as he celebrated in Rule's face, and say,
and then walk past him and give him a kiss.
No, he'd say, like Higgins last year told Rule, have a Merry Christmas.
Because you're going to be, they went to a bowl game last year and won it.
Yeah, Rule mentioned that in his press conference yesterday.
Yeah, he's probably saying one of us won a bowl game last year. The other one didn't.
That guy has some psychological problems. I'm telling you. Well, I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna pick Iowa. Go ahead.
Okay. I was saying, Eric says, wasn't Noah Fan a product of Omaha? He was, wasn't he?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Well,
Sean Ridley, Larry Station, Niall Kinnick went to his senior year of high school in Omaha.
They named the Northwest Stadium is named after Niall Kinnick here in Omaha.
And
I didn't know that.
Gail Sayers from Omaha, and he was a Hawkeye fan, came to visit and wanted to commit to Iowa, and Jerry Burns wouldn't even talk to him. And he just said, screw you old bastard, which Jerry wasn't very old then.
Yeah, well, and Jerry Burns didn't last very long at Iowa because he couldn't win. So I guess that tells you a little bit about he didn't know talent when he had it right in front of him.
Yeah, Gail Sayers, one of the greatest players ever. Anyway, I'm gonna pick Iowa. I picked a bigger score than this, but I'm scared about the weather. I'll go 25 and a half to 13.86 points.
I'm not going to write down those points. You got 25-13.
I was trying to get Jason to laugh, and then he's not even listening. So
I know it. You wonder sometimes if Jason's listening because when you're talking,
down 25 to 13.
Well, because we have so much going on, and this podcast just keeps going. I think Vandy's going to be extremely angry if this is updated. Anybody who's watching, can you let me know the bottom half of the college football playoff? Did Vandy is it really the 12th spot still Utah? Somebody help me. Since we're still doing this podcast, they're picking the playoff committee right now.
I know. I asked you before. I said, do you know what the playoff?
Yeah, everybody stayed exactly the same. If what I'm watching is updated, I'm on ESPN.com. So
apparently, Vanderbilt must be not where Vandy thought they should be because Vandy is really mad.
If Vandy loses to Tennessee, neither one of them teams are going to playoffs.
I told Vandy I thought Vanderbilt would be 12, but they kept Utah in 12th even after last week. What's that say, Dean? I can't.
Vandy is 14th.
Thanks, Jay.
Miami is 12th, so they're the 12th place team.
The thing I can't understand, I know it's not equal, but it's like Miami and Notre Dame both have 2 losses, and Miami kicked Notre Dame's ass.
Notre Dame's at 6th, and Miami's at 11th or 12th.
Oh, my God. It's just not fair.
Michigan jumped from 18 to 15 over at Texas that won.
You're about to see some veiny comments probably saying it's not fair.
Yeah.
Well, it's not, and it's never has been. It never has been fair. Just like the polls are not fair when they have like 9 or 10 SEC teams in the top 25. When the SEC only plays one less conference game and they play one more cupcake, like the Citadel or Tennessee Chattanooga or something like that. That's not fair either.
Utah's 13, right outside of the 12. So that means that Texas A&M will probably be the Big 12 representative in the playoffs, probably. Where are they at?
Okay.
Texas A&M's in the SEC.
Oh,
they're going to play in the SEC championship.
Texas Tech. I get mixed up.
Tulane's probably 12th, if that's right. Utah's 13th, but Tulane, that's because they probably moved Tulane up to number 12.
Most people are thinking
Miami's 12.
Most people are thinking that if this weekend goes the way some people are thinking, like Georgia Tech loses, that the ACC might not even get a team in the playoffs.
Okay. Eric he picked Iowa 28-13. So, all righty.
Hey,
let me get down
Jason, pick the Nebraska game, will you?
Iowa wins 17-10.
Paul picked Iowa 24-21. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's read this. Texas 5. Randy says, okay, Kelvin, the Raiders beat the Patriots in week 1. Are they better than the Patriots today?
I understand that, but they always say this college football playoff committee, who is a bunch of, they're all biased. They always say head-to-head matters. They do. And don't tell me they don't. They go head-to-head matters unless it's their team that they represent. Then they go, well, head-to-head matters, but there's extending circumstances here.
Okay, so the Raiders have won 9 games in a row. So is that the last game they lost? I mean, not Raiders. Patriots have won 9 games in a row. Is the last game they lost Miami? Then I know, guys. Darn, I'm reading. I got things popping up on my screen here, guys. Sorry about that.
I don't know. I know about the Hawkeyes. I don't know anything about other college teams hardly.
Okay, Eric's giving us here. He's just typing so fast I can't keep up with him. Miami can't even play in. Hang on. Okay. Miami can't even play in the ACC champion, and they have them at 11 as the top ACC team. Okay, so why can't they play? Are they that far behind in the standings? Okay. Ohio State number 1, Indiana 2, Texas A&M, Georgia, Texas Tech, Oregon, Ole Miss. Are you guys surprised that Oregon's so low? Oklahoma. Oklahoma made the playoffs, or is on the verge of making it. I mean, Notre Dame, Alabama, and BYU.
Who does Oklahoma play this weekend? Anybody know?
I forgot to look. I did forget to look, I think. Okay.
Well, we know it ain't the Red River Showdown, so.
Tennessee is number whatever. I can't figure that out. 19, it looks like. Okay.
Oklahoma plays LSU.
What's that?
Who?
LSU.
Oh, it's a possible upset, but I doubt it.
Oh, that's right. We looked that up because when I thought I was going to Oklahoma for Thanksgiving, Brandon and I were going to make plans to meet there and go to the game. So I should have known that. What?
Well, you were berating me like 15 minutes ago we got to get this show over. That was 15 minutes.
Here's the thing. As long as you guys are willing to stick around,
I don't care.
We've got more people on this show watching the show right now and commenting than we had earlier in the night when we started this show, and so I'm trying to give them a little bit of a show here.
Who's going to win the Heisman? Is it the Sayan or Piava or what?
You want my opinion? The quarterback
Yeah.
at Indiana. Quarterback
Okay.
at Indiana. I think Justin Sayan is probably a better quarterback, except he's a freshman or a redshirt freshman, right? They're not going to give it to him.
I don't know. I just asked a question because I have no idea.
I think Mendoza's going to win, but he deserves it if he wins. But there's a couple of them that deserve it. I would like them to look other places instead of just quarterback. It might as well just become a quarterback trophy. It just gets annoying.
I got to start a wet jet campaign.
Yeah.
Somebody already beat you to it. I've seen it on Facebook already.
I know. It's like, but I created the wet jet name. I thought, God darn it, Dean, every time, you got to pronounce it right. And I thought, screw it. He's the wet jet. That's like Gronowski. I gave him the name Gronk, and everybody on 3, his name ain't Gronk. His name ain't Gronk. And then Gronk said 2 weeks ago, Rob Gronkowski said that Gronowski was his favorite Gronk. And then Gronowski said in an interview, everybody's been calling him Gronk since he was 8 years old.
Yeah.
So
Jason, what do you got in the background there? It looks like a football game.
Nope, basketball. It's Michigan, Auburn. I've been wanting to watch this game too, so I just said,
Oh.
on.
Michigan looks like an NBA team.
Yeah, I'm really interested because they've been doing so well, and they're ranked 7th. They're playing 21st ranked Auburn, and they're
cool.
Right there's what $11 million in basketball NIL gets you.
Michigan's got them for their basketball team.
Yeah, that young girl married one of the richest men in the world. That's why they got Underwood at quarterback. Well, she's a big Michigan fan, so he just writes checks to Michigan now in NIL.
Underwood got the $8 million or whatever the hell it was from that one sports guy. I don't know how he's like.
Well, it's some multi-billionaire that married a girl that's 22 or 3 years old. He's the Bill Belichick of billionaires.
What the hell is it? He does pizza.
I never heard of him until they started writing about him. That, oh my God, Underwood was committed to someplace else, Georgia or someplace, and all of a sudden, this billionaire gave him $8 million or $12 million to come to Michigan, and he does the same thing for that coach there in the basketball in Michigan.
Okay, so let me read some of these real quick.
He has his own sports company. What is his name, Vandy? Jay?
Dave Portnoy? There's a guy up there that says Dave Portnoy.
Yeah,
there you go. Portnoy. There you go.
Okay. All right. Jay Nasty came up with that for us, guys.
He doesn't like Casey's pizza, by the way, so his opinion don't matter.
He never did like Michigan, but he's got this young wife that's grew up as a Michigan fan, and he does it for her. It's like Cuban gives money to Vanderbilt because his daughter goes to Vanderbilt.
Hey guys, let me catch up on some of these. Andy says, according to On3, the top 3 Heisman people are Mendoza, Povia, and Love from Notre Dame.
Boy, he's a good running back.
I would love a Pavia one, to be honest, just because obviously you guys know I've liked him. I've liked him since New Mexico State. But
you have. And you remember when you said that was the only player they had on their team that was good?
And tight end. I said they're tight end too.
Oh, okay.
Jeremiah Love would be fun if he won just because he's a running back. So tired of quarterbacks, this nonstop. It might as well just be a quarterback award.
That's what I was thinking. Okay. Mendoza versus Sayan will come down to the Big Ten championship game. This one says,
"Is the Heisman voting? Do they wait till after the championship game?"
They, I thought they vote the same weekend as the championship games. I thought.
Yeah, that's my question.
Or is it the following week? Anyway, okay. Jay Nasty says, I didn't expect Auburn to start like this. Get Pearl I get Pearl is gone, but his son has been on the staff. His son's coaching it now.
Oh, I didn't realize that, Jay.
Yeah, Bruce Pearl's running for Senate or something in Alabama.
Eric says, does Iowa have enough stingy millionaires holding out that could get Iowa's NIL to another whole other level to compete with the best?
No.
We need that.
Millionaires are not going to write checks for $10 million because that would be a big chunk of their wealth. If you're a billionaire, do you understand how many millions a billion is?
Yeah.
You know, that's why Cuban can give Vanderbilt 35 million and then go over to Indiana with his other two billionaires that are up there and give more millions.
Yeah.
You
Tom
know,
Arnold's
it's called
probably not even worth $1 million anymore.
with a B, billionaire.
Yeah. All right, guys. I would like to end the show here, even though we're ending it with a very high number of people here. We've been on for 2 hours. And so
Time to get ready for the Iowa game.
Oh God, I love this team. Oh.
Another Big Ten team to look out for is Michigan State. We'll find out. Iowa plays them, I believe, next week, December 2nd.
Yep.
At Michigan State. It figures. We always start on the road when we do the December game.
And then I think the next game is Maryland. And then we play do we play Iowa State?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because somebody said the next 5 games is going to tell us a lot. You know, if Ben can win 3 of them, it's like, boy, we're pretty good.
Iowa State looks really good. Did you see them play this weekend? My in-laws are in Vegas.
I seen them play St. John's.
Yeah, they beat St. John's, and then they
by 1 point.
Creighton. They destroyed the Iowa boys at Creighton today.
Yeah. Wasn't it 28 points or something?
It was a
So what did our Iowa boys at Creighton do? What did they do?
Hicks did all right. He had like 6 assists and 13 points and yeah, and Owen Freeman was like 9 points and 7 rebounds, which that ain't bad, but
like 4 points.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
I seen they had him in the starting lineup, which surprised me.
He only played 20 minutes, so he might have got hurt.
Oh.
He's so fat looking. He is. He looks like he's on our 3 people's diets.
He's got our diet.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of the thing to see is once we get, a few more games under our belt to kind of go back and see all of Fran's boys, what they're doing nowadays. And you notice Fran didn't take one of them with him to Penn.
Hey, Jason, I don't know if you were on when I gave the news. What's your thoughts on Iowa fouling all the defensive linemen and wide receivers in the portal so far?
I haven't looked into it. I'm not sure.
Huh?
I don't know much about it yet.
Oh, Desmond King put up one today. It was some wide receiver that was 6'2", 210 pounds. And the wide receiver was showing people how you shake coverage. And Desmond says, it's got to be Iowa. Like that. Some guy I'd never heard of, probably from some little college or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I got to end the show. I got to get some supper and stuff before the game and everything.
Yep.
Could you end the show in a classy way for Paul?
Sure. Thank you, everybody, for watching this show. We appreciate you watching, especially this. But again, please, would you hit the subscribe button and the like button and share it, please? I would really appreciate it, guys. There's a whole mess of you on here, and I'm sure there's a lot of new people I wish would have commented tonight and make the show more interesting. We love to interact with our viewers, and so please do that.
That was good, Dean.
But we're going to say go Hawks. Have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Gobble, gobble, gobble. All righty. I'm going to hit the stream button. Bye.